JT Crowley is Talking Books. On the show, you'll hear from emerging talent and seasoned veterans from around the world.
Hello, I'm JT Crowley, and my guest today is Kim Brack. She's from the northeast of England, and she's come on the show to talk about her children's books, traditional short stories for children, and the birthday gift. So there are two books that we're going to be talking about today, everybody. Kim has done many things in her life, but possibly what she's most proud of is her distinguished teaching career to both nursery and primary school pupils, to which she gave more than 20 years of her life to. So let's invite her onto the show to talk a bit about herself and, of course, her two books, Traditional Short Stories for Children and The Birthday Gift. Kim, welcome to Talking Books.
Thank you, John. I'm very pleased to be here and promote the books. It's a great favourite of mine, reading, and I like to encourage it.
Absolutely. I think the pleasure is mine. It's a great honour to chat to you, because when I've looked at your books, I'm going, wow, I need to chat to this author and find out why she wrote them. So let's find out, everybody. Kim, you've long held the view that reading can give so much pleasure in life and opens doors, lots of doors, so to speak. And throughout your teaching career, you actively encouraged both children and parents to sit down together to read. Do you think that in this technological era with social media everywhere, is there still room for books for young kids and parents or grandparents to sit down and read in a child's life? What do you think?
Despite technology, reading is still important because it opens up a world beyond the technology. And using technology, you still need to be able to use the words and understand the words to operate the technology.
As that's something you've instilled, in your teaching career to the students that you taught?
Yes. As a teacher of young children, one of the main things for me was to encourage them with the reading, listen to them read the books regularly as possible, and then encourage them to do it at home with the parents and guardians, and to involve with books and not just go home and sit down with the latest tablet or smartphone or anything like that. Make sure I try to get them to understand that in their life there's room for both of them.
There is room for both, yeah, because you can get them on their tablets to read a book on e-Kindle, can't you?
Yes, that's it. That one of the advantages of the Kindle is you can have a book ready to hand, and you have choose a lot of books that just to dip into, and so that you can see the link between the technology and the written word.
Absolutely. How do you go about, Kim, creating your characters in your books? See, I use 13 points to create my characters. For me, it's the name or the gender of the character, what colour hair, what colour eyes, what clothes they wear, do they have a phone, do they have friends, families, So I have 13 points on building up the character. What do you use to build up your characters, or do you just invent them as you go along?
Well, with traditional stories, I was looking for unusual characters, fantasy characters, making them colourful and unusual, something that would attract the children's attention. For the birthday gift, it was to be a straightforward adventure story, so that the children could imagine themselves in such a situation. And I decided, so one girl, one boy. Keep it as fair as possible and make sure that neither of them was overtaking the story.
Because the two books are very different, everybody. The birthday gift book is really aimed at children who are 7 to 9. The traditional short stories for children book is aimed at 5 to 6-year-olds, isn't it, Kim?
Possibly younger than that. It depends if they have parents, grandparents, guardians who will read with them. Then I think sort of 3 and 4-year-olds would get an advantage. That was one thing about the illustrations, to give them reading with the younger children, so that the illustrations were there, so you could talk about the illustrations. They're very colourful illustrations.
They are very colourful. I've always learned, Kim, that when I go out and, with my books, never ever assume a child's reading ability, because they're all different, aren't they?
Yes, exactly.
And you'll get totally surprised when you've got a 5-year-old who's reading fluently an 8 or 9-year-old book. And then you'll find some children, say like age of 10, and they struggle to read for whatever reasons.
That's the thing, as a teacher, that was what I had to be aware of, the different abilities that they developed as they were exposed to the reading.
In the idea of the short stories, Kim, like in your own traditional short stories for children, which is aimed as 5 to 6, and you've just said younger, possibly, to keep the child's attention span focused and enjoying the stories that comes in in short bursts rather than overload them, was that the reason why you opted for short stories? So is that you could engage with the child with the wonderful illustrations from Wendell Eborius, and they are just short, because sometimes children's attention span can be short. Was that the reason for the short stories?
Yes, I wanted, again, not to overload them. And a story that was short with an appropriate illustration, so that they would get involved in it. And they could see in the illustration what I was talking about within the story.
See, when you look at the book, everybody, I like the first story, and of course it's the story of the lost elf. It's Jay. Jay is the lost elf, and he's lost in the woods. But I also liked Grisella, the witch. Now she's a nice witch, isn't she? Because she's trying to put right all the spells that she's gone wrong. She's trying to put them right for the community. And of course, they are beautifully captured with the illustrations. So out of the 5 little characters, yes, you've got Freddie the Frog. They're all different, aren't they, these short stories? How did you come up? How did you come up with them?
Well, the first thought of a character that was going to be in the story, something unusual, and the children nowadays don't generally come across. And I thought about the character, thought about the settings, and something that would be unusual within that setting. So they say Jay goes wandering on the roads and gets all sorts of mischief, and finds it, eventually finds his way back.
With a bit of help.
Well, this is it. So Jay got a bit of help. Then Freddie the Frog, he again, he got muddled up and ended up saving the village, sorting their problem out, and
going on a distance to get to the wizard to sort the water out.
Yes,
It's a great little story, everybody. It really is. Did you have fun, when you were working with Wendell, on the illustrations, because they're beautiful?
Yeah. Oh, it did, yes. There was great benefit working with a professional on the illustrations. I couldn't have done anything like that myself. I'm not an artist.
Did you get... I take it the two of you just sat down and worked it out what you wanted, and then what he could come up with.
Yes, I sent some information by email, and then you sent me some various drafts. We consulted about what colour clothing there was going to be, because it was just making them interesting for the children, something great to look at.
Oh, I agree, because I don't know if you going to accept my view here, but I think visuality in a book is for, say, young children from around about the age of 4, 5, 6 is important.
Yes, definitely. We've got to engage the children in as many ways as we can.
Absolutely. I want to turn now to the birthday gift.
Yes.
And this one really is, it's aimed at the 7 to 9-year-olds, isn't it? It's a totally different book style, isn't it?
It is very different. That's what I wanted with the second book. I wanted it to be for older children. I decided not to include illustrations, so they could concentrate on the words in front of them. And hopefully by the time they got to that book, they would be doing a lot of reading by themselves. That was the hope. And not distracted is the wrong word, but not involved with any illustrations. Just the word.
When I read the book, it screamed out to me, "Oh, this is Enid Blyton."
Yes,
Absolutely.
Biggest inspiration. Yes.
The adventures, the famous 5, the adventures of the 7.
Uh-huh.
When I was reading it, Kim, I just thought, this is Enid Blyton. It just, I thought, I have to talk about this. So where did you get this story from?
Just remembering Enid Blyton that I read when I was very young. That was, as you say, famous 5, secret 7, fairy stories.
Now, I didn't know this, everybody, but there you go. Male intuition here. I suspected that this had a little touch of Enid Blyton to it, and hey, she's just confirmed it. I was right. You see,
yeah, I'm honored to be in the same category as Enid Blyton. Wonderful writer.
I mean, of course, the book is about Jenny and Michael.
Yeah.
And it's about the birthday gift. What's in the birthday gift? The coded message. And
Yes,
who
but
wants that
that
book?
that is the mysteries. You were first, what is the birthday gift about? And it's basically they want to buy a birthday gift for the father, and some rogues, thugs, are after the same gift. It has a message in for them, so everybody's chasing after this gift.
Because, it's the story of Michael and Jenny who buy a book for their father as a birthday gift. And little did they know what was hidden in the book and what trouble they would get into, encounter. Why did you write the book? Was it just to inspire young minds? Was it to engage with this age range?
To engage with the age range, and I'd always enjoyed adventure stories. As I was growing up, say with Enid Blyton, Agatha Christie, various murder mysteries, general mysteries that needed to be solved. And I like that kind of thing.
Do you like crime thrillers?
Sorry?
You like crime thrillers?
Yes, that's right.
I
Exactly.
suspected that because, and there's a touch of this in the book as well. And I thought, I think she read Enid Blyton as a child. And I think that Kim also likes crime thrillers because those two links are really what this book is about. The adventures and a crime thriller in it. Just
Yes.
for kids. Not overcomplicated, but for kids.
Well, that's it. It was for young children, so it couldn't be too complicated. These days, I read some quite complicated mystery kind of things.
Do you think, Kim, from your teaching perspective, that children, say from, the 60s, 70s, and when you look at children now, they're very different, aren't they, kids today?
Oh, very different. Yes. Yeah. They're all into technology, as we were mentioning before. Some of them are very much outdoors children. And there's not the encouragement for children to read so much. I've encountered parents who don't have any interest in reading or encouraging the children. So that's why I place so much importance on encouraging children in the school, or if I could come across them out in the world, so to speak. That's important to me.
So, do you have any further plans to write more books?
I keep thinking of that, but I haven't come up with the right idea yet.
What would you do? Another crime thriller one?
No, I've got in hand another children's book with various things of poetry and very short stories with illustrations. Which is I say that's in hand.
Work in progress.
Work in progress. Yeah,
Work in
that's
progress.
great.
So, do you think Jenny and Michael in, the birthday gift, think their characters would be interested in that? Or would you see them now as being on their, their smartphones? How do you see your two characters, Jenny and Michael?
They could become older characters, but not too much into technology. Not always on their iPhones and on their tablets and things. Perhaps slightly, bring them a bit more up to date.
You know, I mean, why have you chosen to write books now?
It's a way to.
Do you enjoy writing them?
I do enjoy writing them, and it's a way to encourage reading and hopefully get some reasonable books on the shelves for people to choose from.
So, where can people get your books from, Kim?
From the publisher, Exebus,
Yeah.
and Waterstones, Barnes and Noble,
Amazon?
Amazon, yes, Amazon, and there are e-books as well, and as you know, the normal.
Can they get them in audiobook?
Yes, audiobooks. There's a whole different range of ways of getting them.
So there you go, everyone. That's where you can go and get the books. They're in paperback, e-Kindle, and in audiobooks. So it doesn't really matter which one you choose, which option, they're all there. Kim, I would like to say to you, thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us a brief insight into your books and, you know, a little bit about yourself. And so, see, for me, when I first read everybody the birthday gift, I got the feeling that there was a touch of inner blindness. So if you love those types of books, you know, grandparents, parents, when you were a kid, the birthday gift book would be an ideal book for you to go and read to your grandchildren or your kids. And the other book, the traditional short stories for children, well, I found that it's just a little enchanting, nicely illustrated book with its 5 short stories. So all I say is go and have a look at Kim Brack and have a look at her books. They are great. The first book, you know, the short stories book is illustrated, but the other book, the birthday set, isn't, because it's for older kids. They don't need illustrations. They just need to read.
We hope.
So it's just left for me to say to Kim, it's been a great privilege talking to you today. I've thoroughly enjoyed reading your books. And do you want us to have the last word here to everybody?
Well, I'd like to thank you, John, for having me on the show. I just hope people will enjoy the 2 books, and they are readily available.
Great. There you go, everybody.
Yeah, if you go on look up my name and the name of the books, you'll find plenty of ways of obtaining them. So thank you.
Kim's name is Kim Brack. And so if you put Kim Brack in on Amazon or on Waterstones app or on Barnes and Noble, and then you can type in the books, the birthday gift, or short stories for traditional children, then you will find the books there. And so, yeah, traditional short stories for children and the birthday gift. Great little books, nice reads. Thank you very much, Kim Brack.
Thank you.
I'm JT Crowley. Thanks for listening, watching, wherever you are in the world. So until next time, stay safe.